And a very
Go back to the logo. The logo. Hang tight. Relax. All right, we're gonna have to get Todd back over here.
and a very good early afternoon to you all, wherever you may be watching from. And welcome to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here on the campus of Collinsville High School, getting ready for Game 3 of 8 here on day 1 of the 39th Annual Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. Got an intriguing matchup here for you, as it'll be the Althoff Catholic Crusaders from just down the road here in Belleville against the Mundelein Mustangs out of the northern suburbs of Chicago. My name is Zach Roseman. I'm joined here today by Matthew Clark. Glad that you're here with us, and go ahead and move along quite quickly, as we had some small technical difficulties that we needed to resolve, but it seems like everything is good in that regard.
Yep, and those technical difficulties are solved. Thanks for sticking along with us. Here we go, though. Game number 3 here on the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. Althoff versus Mundelein, the state-ranked Crusaders against the Mundelein Mustangs, in an interesting matchup that, in fact, is interesting because they played each other last year in the 11th place game at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. It was the closest game of the tournament last year, with Althoff winning 56-55 after Mundelein gave away a 5-point lead with under a minute to play in that one. Two teams back at it again. One's very similar to where they looked last year, but one team in Althoff, now state-ranked, looking a lot different than they were last year. Zach, just give me a couple of thoughts on the Crusaders, who come in here 8-3. They moved to the Gateway Conference, or the Gateway Metro Conference. They're 4-0, undefeated in that so far. What do you think about the Crusaders so far? Have you seen any, and what do you think about how their season has gone?
They've gotten off to a good start. 8-3 obviously is a good result. Went up and participated in the Lincoln Thanksgiving tournament. Went 2-2 up there, losing to Southwestern Conference team in Belleville West and to the undefeated state-ranked Mount Zion Braves. So no shame in that. And they dropped close one in overtime to Belleville East in their last game before Christmas 8 days ago, as we're getting ready for the introduction of the starting lineups here today.
Yep, and here are those starting lineups for you. Althoff will go with Earl Liverpool, the senior 5'8" guard, Alex Johnson, the sophomore. Those two players we saw last year alongside Patton Lieb, the junior 6'4" forward, but two new additions, one a little bit bigger than the other. You got number 4, Bryden Grismala, I believe that's how we say his name. We'll work on that as this game goes along. 5'10" guard, and then the big one, Zach, De'Aaron Hill Jr., number 22, a 6-foot guard, the junior, who is a transfer from Vashon High School. Believe it or not, he's leading this team with 16.5 points per game. However, the interesting thing about him is that he's a better football player than he is a basketball player. He's a 4-star football recruit that's been offered by places like Missouri, Illinois, Louisville, Notre Dame. Those are big schools. Yeah. And De'Aaron Hill Jr., definitely a star football player, but also getting it done here on the basketball court.
Yeah, he's had a good showing so far on the basketball court, and got to bear witness with my own eyes as to what he could do on the football field as he torched the Collinsville Jayhawks. Had about 200 and some odd rushing yards, 3 or 4 touchdowns. I think he had 3 or 4 total touchdowns. Had a pick 6 in there in the Crusaders' victory of the of the Jayhawks. And now we're going to go ahead and take a quick break here as we'll let Jim Sika go ahead and introduce the starting lineups to the crowd. Be back here in just a moment on the Jayhawk Sports Network.
Looking for a new place to catch the game with a cold drink and some great food? Look no further than 1101 Bar and Grill in Caseyville. 1101 Bar and Grill features pizza, burgers, wraps, and salads, plus 7 large screen TVs to catch the latest Jayhawk games and all of the pro sports across the spectrum, and all the college football and basketball you can handle. 1101 Bar and Grill in Caseyville, 1101 Caseyville Road, right across the street from Jayhawk Stadium. Call 1101 Bar and Grill for carryout orders at 618-223-1332.
The Ortho Gold TRT tissue regeneration machine is revolutionary new technology. It's known as a shockwave machine. In the hospital setting, it's lithotripsy. The machine looks sort of like an ultrasound head, but it's much different technology. It drives sound waves into tissue at 3,500 miles an hour. It's a 3 to 5 minute non-invasive treatment. This is revolutionary technology. It's great for acute, which means, injured tissue, new injuries per se. Also chronic conditions. We have many people canceled knee replacements and shoulder replacements and treated lots of plantar fasciitis, foot, ankle problems. Overall, the Ortho Gold TRT soft wave machine is revolutionary. We've been very excited to bring it to our practice, and we've already helped a tremendous amount of people with it, and we're looking forward to helping a lot more.
We welcome you back into Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. The PA announcer Jim Sika going ahead and going through the introductions for Althoff, and we'll should be probably obviously the big focus will be the matchup between the 2 star guards. It'll be Derek Bishop versus De'Aaron Hill, but obviously what can the other guys do? We've seen guys like Bryden Grismala and Alex Johnson have good games for Althoff, or for, good grief, let me start over. We've seen guys like Evan Salvador have good games for Mundelein. We've seen guys like Bryden Grismala have good games for Althoff. If they're able to net cancel each other out, then, it'll come down to the supporting cast. O'Fallon Althoff have had the better start. We'll see what Mundelein are able to do.
Yep, and it is time, right about time, for the tip-off here between the Crusaders and the Mustangs. We gave you the starting lineups for Althoff in terms of Earl Liverpool, Alex Johnson, Bryden Grismala, De'Aaron Hill Jr., and Patton Lieb. For the Mustangs, they're starting Evan Salvador, Vinny Rogalski, Nathan Hoff, Caden Meinhardt, and Derek Bishop. Just ready to get the tip-off going. It is going to be Hoff against De'Air Hill Jr. in the middle. De'Air Hill Jr. will be the most athletic player on this court. His tip-off here at Game 3 of the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic is won by Althoff, and Earl Liverpool will control for the Crusaders. So again, a big one-on-one matchup here, but let's see what the supporting cast for these two teams could do outside of De'Air Hill Jr. and Derek Bishop. It's Johnson over to De'Air Hill. He's guarded by Rogalski. Almost pulled up, shot by Chris Malden. Now over on the other side to Johnson. Mundelein playing zone. We've seen a couple of teams play zone defense already in this tournament. Here's Johnson, far past to Grismola. 10 seconds on the shot clock here in the first possession for Althoff. So Liverpool will take a screen. Now it's Hill. Step-up jumper for three. It did not hit the rim. Actually just barely hit the net, and that means it's going to be a shot clock violation on our first possession. That's the second shot clock violation of the tournament.
Yeah, nice job there. Very passive kind of, for lack of a better term, Clinton County-esque man-to-man defense. Matt Badgley, of course, grew up in Southern Illinois, Steelville High grad, played at SIU Carbondale, is coached down in this area, and has kind of taken some of those philosophies with him up to the north suburbs of Chicago.
Badgley in his 7th year has won more than 100 games for Mundelein. As Meinhardt goes up strong, he's fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. Althoff have not won their first round game here at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic since 2016. And I think that's more necessarily because they've been dealt a couple of bad hands. They played a good old Fallon team back a couple of years ago. They almost came back and beat Rockford East last year. They were down 20 in that game and almost won it. Remember Jordan Lewis? Yeah, he made the all-tournament team. He's no longer here as Meinhardt makes the first free throw. But that'll be a goal for Althoff here in this tournament under head coach Greg Lieb, who is in his 27th year at Althoff and his 39th total coaching career. Meinhardt sinks both, and Mundelein lead 2-0. It's Liverpool who will bring up the basketball for Althoff. He is a veteran player for the Crusaders in the middle. Here's Patton Lieb just trying to create some space against Meinhardt. He's definitely got the size advantage down there in terms of physicality. Now it's Liverpool. Out to De'Air Hill Jr. De'Air Hill will drive to his favored left, puts up a floater, no good. Lieb tried to get the rebound, and it's tipped out to Hoff. He tried to dribble forward, then De'Air Hill poked it from behind. Now he's on the fast break, goes up strong. Salvador went down, no charge call. He missed the layup anyways, and it's rebounded finally by Rogalski. Now it's Bishop on the attack, the other way for Mundelein. He goes up strong. There's his first two. Derek Bishop is able to score his first bucket for Mundelein. He's been a good component for the Mustangs in these last couple of Prairie Farms Holiday Classics. He's playing in his third Holiday Classic. As a foul off the ball inside, it'll be called on Meinhardt.
Yeah, that'll Meinhardt and Lieb kind of battling it out down there. Lieb, offensive lineman for the Crusaders football team, not a small guy, 6'4", probably up over 200 pounds, and Meinhardt's giving up some weight to him, so nice shot there from Johnson.
Alex Johnson gets the Crusaders on the board, 11.4 points per game. He's the second option for the Crusaders behind De'Air Hill. Now Rogalski the other end, tried to hand it off, no good, and Grismola will attack the other way. Almost lost the ball with him at midcourt. Now Liverpool on the right wing, looking for options. That's actually the left wing, passes it down to Grismola. He's a good three-point shooter, but didn't shoot there. Now it's Liverpool. Swung it all the way around. De'Air Hill is open for three in the corner. Got it to go. De'Air Hill and Althoff 5 quick points after the Mundelein Mustangs opened this game with a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, Mundelein in their road black uniforms. Saw them wear last year. Althoff in the white with the navy blue. Mustangs will look to work it into Hoff.
And Hoff scores on the bank shot. Nathan Hoff, the junior for the Mustangs, can also be a second. He's kind of a second scoring option for Mundelein in that case. I believe he had 14 in Mundelein's win, only their 4th of the year against Lincoln Park. Doesn't matter. Offensive foul on Patton Lieb. And so the little bit of the physicality inside has hurt Meinhardt and Lieb both because they both have a foul apiece.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, turnover there for the Mustangs or turnover there for the Crusaders. And this is one that people kind of viewed as being a little bit of an interesting game. Mundelein, not a great record so far, but, they played in a pretty tough conference up there in the suburbs, playing, Warren Township off to a very good start, played some good teams in the non-conference as well. So we'll see how they match up with this, obviously state-ranked Crusaders team.
Inside to Hoff here, passes it out. Salvador's a great shooter, and he gets his first three to connect. Evan Salvador, the lefty, with a smooth shot, and Mundelein have that 4-point lead right back. It took these offenses a little bit of time last time these two played last year to get going, but the offense has flowed. 14 total points so far. Hill, cross-court pass to Grismala. He'll pull for three. That got blocked by Salvador. Neither Meinhardt nor Lieb knew where the ball was, and then Meinhardt and Lieb both go to the floor. What a matchup here between these two guys. They're really getting at it so far.
Yeah, it hit the three-pointer got tipped and wound up hitting Meinhardt in the back of the head. Kind of a scramble for it. Ball winds up out of bounds, and it will be Mustang basketball.
So 9-5 is our score. Wanted to also pass to you. Oh, wait, we'll get back to that in a second. Here's Liverpool off the steal. Hill inside, goes up long with his left hand and scores for two. He was on a Vashon team last year that won the Class 4 state championship in Missouri. He averaged 6 points for that team. So he knows how to play in these certain situations. It's why his basketball is translated so well to Althoff. Here's Bishop. Tried to drop it in, and it's kick ball violation. And so it'll be a baseline out of bounds for Mundelein. We wanted to pass along to you that we had a record broken in our last game, O'Fallon versus Rockford East. Rennie Harris, the senior, 9 steals against Rockford East. That's a tournament record that's not been broken since 1988. Guess who broke it? Guess who he broke the record for? Conzo Martin, who you might remember if you're familiar with Division I college basketball. He coached the Missouri Tigers a couple of years ago. Bishop up with his right hand. That was a tough shot. He couldn't get it to go. Liverpool now the other way for the Crusaders. Drives past Rogalski, layup short. Oh my gosh, Rogalski almost tipped it back into his own basket, but Mundelein get the rebound. It's out to Rogalski now again. He's got a little bit of eventful game so far, and his three is shot, and it is no good. Meinhardt tried to save it into Lieb's hands. Now Dier Hill on the fast break, trying to attack Bishop. Instead, he'll pull for three. No good. It was a little short. Now Bishop gets his own turn against Hill. He'll drive straight past the two and go inside and one. Derek Bishop giving Dier Hill Jr. the business early on in this game.
Yeah, Bishop, just a junior, looks like he's kind of grown a little bit over the year, which makes sense. Foul is on Bishop, as we'll see the Crusaders make some substitutions. DeMichael Jackson and Luke Smith in, as we'll see Adam Bagensky, the Drake football commit, come in for the Mustangs.
Yeah, the tall man replacing Meinhardt here, who just had the one foul. 3 fouls on Althoff so far. Bishop goes to the line. Just wanted to get your thoughts on that steal record being broken by Rennie Harris in the last game, and it being held by Conzo Martin, which is remarkable.
Yeah, I mean, kind of interesting. It's one of those known things is the free throws up and good from Bishop. Yeah, it's been around for a while, and credit to Harris for breaking. It wasn't something that
it wasn't that notable. Yeah, it wasn't noticeable in the game.
And then they said, hey, he broke the tournament record, and we're like, oh, cool.
Bishop intercepts Dier Hill Jr.'s pass. It's over to Salvador.
Well, that's why Dier Hill plays running back, not quarterback.
He's fouled Salvador as he drives in, as Mundelein have opened up a bit of a surprising 5-point lead here in the first quarter, doing what Granite City did in the first game, and making things a little bit interesting. Althoff have not lost that many games, but their competition hasn't been really that strong. Althoff, and neither is Mundelein. So this is why this is such an exciting game and interesting.
Yeah, Althoff getting into the Gateway Metro Conference saves them some travel. Another 3-pointer from Salvador.
It's straight away from Salvador. Knocked it down. 8-point lead for Mundelein. They have gotten almost everything to fall in this first quarter. Liverpool drives inside. The ball got stripped away. It is going to stay with the Crusaders. Mustangs had a chance to grab that basketball. They didn't. I'm not sure why.
Maybe they thought it went off of Liverpool and they were going to get the ball back anyway, but referee says differently, as we'll see.
That'll be Johnny Weiss coming into the game for the Crusaders. He'll replace Nathan Hoff. Well, this is a Mundelein team, again, 4-8 coming into this tournament, 1-3 in their conference play, as Hill will get it inside. Oh, my goodness, almost a foul in there. Hill still on the floor. Now it's out to Luke Smith. Just wouldn't have expected this. Another kickball violation. This one's on Salvador.
Yeah, Smith, 3-sport athlete. Played 2 in the fall as a soccer player for an always strong program in Althoff, and then also was the kicker for the previously mentioned Crusader football team. Few football players on this Althoff basketball squad.
Liverpool, Hill, that's his 3. No good. He has struggled from the field so far. Dier Hill Jr., he's pretty decent 3-point shooter too. Now Rogalski, far court pass. Salvador will drive in, steps through Lieb, scores for 2. Evan Salvador has 8 points to start this game. Would you believe it? Mundelein lead by 10 in the first 6 minutes of game number 3, and Greg Lieb is forced to call timeout. 10-point lead for the Mustangs. It's a full timeout, and we'll be back after it on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than Elsie's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for K-Hawk fans, before, after, or even during K-Hawk games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food, like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus, they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows K-Hawk games live, as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carry-out orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, K-Hawk fans' pub of choice.
Back with you here at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. Game number 3 might be the first upset game of the day, as Althoff were favored to win this one coming in, and they are down 10 early on. They've been hit in the mouth. Let's see if they can respond back. De'Aaron Hill Jr. has been held to just 5 points and hasn't shot the ball very well from the field. Almost lost it again there, but it's going to be a foul. I think they're going to give this one to Evan Salvador. Thoughts on this early first quarter, Zach? This is almost a little baffling, to be honest.
Yeah, it's been a very, very good start for Mundelein. Wasn't quite sure what to expect. Obviously, out of the area team, you're not going to see a ton of them. Yeah, it's been a good start. Foul there on Salvador.
Hill goes left and is fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot, too. That's his favored hand. And I think if Mundelein want to stop him, they need to make him go to his right side. So De'Aaron Hill Jr. to the line to shoot 2. He scored double figures in every game so far. He had 31 against Belleville West, 16 against O'Fallon. That was a really statement win for the Crusaders when they were able to go beat the O'Fallon Panthers, who just won game number 2 of the Holiday Classic. They'll face Decatur MacArthur tomorrow morning. Hill misses the first.
Yeah, second foul on Salvador, so we'll see Hoff re-enter, actually replace Bagensky. So Coach Badgley showcasing faith in Salvador, one of the leaders of this Mustang squad, and going to keep him out there with 2 fouls.
De'Aaron Hill Jr. is an 85% free throw shooter coming into this game. That's why he scores so many points. Uncharacteristic first miss, uncharacteristic second miss. 0 for 2, De'Aaron Hill Jr. not living up to maybe our expectations in this one. Inside, this is Salvador on the far side, right next to the Althoff bench. He'll drive with his left hand. That's his offhand. Now tries to throw it inside to Hoff. Back out to Rogalski. Mundelein have played almost a perfect game so far as Hill Jr. just tips it out of Bishop's way, and he's right in Derek Bishop's face. Yeah. Can you tell there's a little bit of emotion between these two players and playing against each other?
Kyle Johnson Fowler into the game for Althoff, a 6'4" sophomore. That's kind of really the only, a couple of exceptions, Liverpool and Lieb, but Althoff have kind of grown, gotten some new looks, shot up no good from the Mustangs.
And it'll be brought back by DeMichael Jackson. Here's Hill. Kind of gave him the little old eyes fake. Now Liverpool almost stepped into a 3. Instead, it'll be DeMichael Jackson who will shoot it. He misses. Rebound comes to Johnson Fowler. He couldn't get it to go either, and it's going to go off of, yes, it went off of Johnson Fowler, so it's going the other way, Mundelein basketball. Well, Althoff have not shot the ball well, Zach. The only 3 they made, De'Aaron Hill made one earlier, but I think that's the only time they've hit from 3, and they've been on a bit of a scoring drought too.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Mundelein have they've shot the ball really well, which helps. And, they're always going to defend pretty well. Bishop for 3. Ooh.
My goodness, Derek Bishop is on a man on a mission. He's up to 8 points as well himself, 20-7 to the team that was not favored in this one. And great defensive effort for Mundelein too. Hill trying to make things happen. Out to DeMichael Jackson for 3. It's no good. Another rebound tipped. Althoff trying to corral it. They do. Jackson gets back and gets his own rebound. Smith for 3. Got it to go. He's their best shooter. He's Althoff's best shooter. 44% from 3 in this season, and maybe a bit of a killer for Mundelein late in this quarter. 10 seconds to play. It's Rogalski with the basketball. Trying to find Hoff with 7 to go. Looking for options. Back out to Salvador. He'll have to pull from deep. Tries to drive around Liverpool. Throws one up. He couldn't even get the shot off. And it is 20-10 after the first quarter. Mundelein struggled a little bit late in that last minute, but they still have a double-digit lead to work with in the second quarter. When we come back here in Game 3 of the Prairie Farms Holiday Basketball Classic, it's 20-10 Mundelein.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Visit Brad Keene at his Collinsville office at 106 North Clinton or call 618-467-8420.
Back from here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, Game 3 of the Holiday Classic, 20-10, Mundelein with the lead, looking to, I think, win their first round game since the team that went to the championship in 2019. Thank you to anyone who is tuning in from Mundelein. I know it's a 4.5-hour drive for the Mustangs to get down here to Collinsville, so we appreciate you guys watching. Maybe you didn't like that play too much as the ball is way out of bounds on the inbounds pass. It was trying to go to Rogalski. He couldn't corral it. New sub in for Mundelein. That'll be number 11, Dominic Seminaro.
That's Keishav Chandramouli.
Oh, yes, that is Chandramouli.
Yeah.
So Chandramouli and Seminaro is out still. I was looking at number 12. Doesn't matter. Althoff get the basketball back through Earl Liverpool. Mundelein playing a bit of their bench here, but the zone has been working. It's frustrated Althoff so far. It's to Michael Jackson. Hill, he's got some space inside. Goes up strong with the left hand. Went athletic, couldn't get it, and then Fowler got the offensive rebound. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, it looks like the foul will be on Hoff most likely.
Had a bit of time here to rest some players from Mundelein here early in the second quarter. They're looking to go from the long run, so Hoff and Meinhardt, or actually, Meinhardt is out right now. Salvador still in along with Bishop as Johnson Fowler, the lefty, will go up to shoot for 2. We got a lot of lefties in this game, Zach.
Yeah.
And his first one is off. Althoff now 0 for 3 from the free throw line, and that is not going to help them in their attempts to come back at all. They're going to have to do what they did last year against Rockford East, fight off that early deficit and come back. They almost made the comeback against Rockford East. They were 3 points short last year.
Yeah, Johnny Weiss back in for the Mustangs. Johnson Fowler will shoot his second. Gets that one to fall.
First free throw made for Althoff as Bishop will inbound. Looking to find someone, and almost a 5-second violation there. Back out to Bishop against Hill. He'll go towards Hill's left. 2011 Mundelein lead Althoff here after an explosive first quarter offensively for the Mustangs. Now Bishop by himself, and it is going to be a blocking foul for De'Air Hill Jr. That is his second foul. That is not what Althoff fans want to hear right now.
Yeah, it's been kind of interesting. We'll see some subs come in for the Crusaders. Grismala and Johnson, 2 original starters, and 3 original starters, with Pat Lieb coming in as well as Hill, Smith, and Johnson Fowler ahead to the bench.
We got to think now that Hill goes to the bench, you're going to be counting on guys like Johnson and Grismala to make the plays. Bishop inside traveled before he got that shot off. And maybe just a small, unfortunate mistake right here. However, with Hill on the bench for Althoff, this is Mundelein's chance to really stretch out this lead.
Yeah, we'll see what Althoff are able to do. You know, obviously not having Hill on the floor, you got to figure out, well, you know, can some of our other guys score? And Liverpool's going to try.
He didn't get the 3 to go, but Johnson came in strong to grab the rebound. He was tipped on the follow shot, but Rogalski got a little bit of the wrist there, so another free throw trip for the Crusaders. Game 3 of the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. Decatur MacArthur won Game 1 by 8. O'Fallon won Game 2 by almost about 30 points. As Alex Johnson will go to the line here, so no surprises so far, but this would be the first surprise as Johnson's free throw is good. And he's a good rebounder too, Alex Johnson, about 4 rebounds per game, shooting 41% from the field, 12 of 50 from 3. And so Althoff, without Hill on the floor, without Luke Smith, their 3-point shot kind of goes down. Lieb tries to fight in there for the rebound. Hustle play by Patton Lieb, Greg's son, as it'll be Johnson who gets the layup to go. He gets 3 points on that possession, and the lead is cut to 6.
Yeah, nice job there from Lieb. Big guy, moving well. And see what the Mustangs are able to do in response to that. Deficit down to 6, which is as low as it's been in a while.
Evan Salvador sits the bench right now for Mundelein. He had 8 points in that first quarter, really needed those. They'll get the ball to Bishop. ISO play for him. Up against Johnson. Lost the ball a little bit. Now it's out to Weiss. Now it's Bishop again. A second straight traveling violation. Bishop missed the shot anyways. It's going back to Althoff. Things are kind of unraveling here, and they're unraveling quick for the Mustangs.
Yeah, see Meinhardt come back in, see if he can provide some stability, as Bishop will have a little bit of rest. So now you got, both of the stars off the floor. So you'll see now Mundelein kind of going with a
almost a 1-3-1 that runs back into a 2-3.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing. I think at the end of the day it is just man, but they're really kind of packing it in. So
yep. And there's a couple teams, I think Quincy, that have done this in the past where they'll play a zone kind of flipped out to a man.
Yeah.
And when you play good defense on it, it really is helpful. Pat Lieb almost shot the 3. Now he'll barrel his way inside. Out to Gersmala for 3. No good, but another offensive rebound for Althoff. This time it is Michael Jackson who gets the bucket to go, and just like that, it's a 6-0 run for the Crusaders to open the second quarter with De'Air Hill Jr. on the bench. Meinhardt. Back out to Chandra Mooley. He'll drive inside. Now back out to Salvador. Pardon me, that's Weiss. Rogalski now out there. He traveled as well. And with Bishop and Salvador out, Mundelein's offense is going nowhere.
Yeah, only 4 points on the floor so far. 2 from Hoff and 2 from Meinhardt.
And Salvador and Bishop have the other 16 of Mundelein's 20.
Yeah, we'll see Bagensky come in for – somebody's got to come out, and it will be Rogalski.
And you'd say Rogalski, if anything, is their third scoring option. After that, it's probably the best scorer on the floor right now for Mundelein is Nathan Hoff. Here's Liverpool. Off the screen from Lieb. Out to Jackson. Now Johnson pulls into a 3. No good. Rebound comes to Chandra Mooley, and he will drive this way for the Mustangs. Weiss on the attack. Great little flare screen there from Bagensky. Actually, that was a seal screen. Doesn't matter. He missed the layup. Gersmala the other way. Suddenly we're going a little bit faster pace. Jackson, who just had the and 1. Gersmala, another open 3. He got that one, and the lead's cut to 1.
Yeah, Gersmala has a little bit of experience playing in this gym, transferred from Belleville West, so seeing the familiarity with Fletcher Gym, something that Althoff, some of the homegrown Crusaders may not have seen too much, as 3 Mustangs are set to come in.
Among those are Bishop and Salvador. Hoff on the way. It is a blocking foul on Johnson, or pardon me, I think that's Michael Jackson who tried to take the charge. Some much-needed free throws here to try to stop the run for Mundelein. So Nathan Hoff, the junior here, looks about 6'2", 6'3". He's been good so far in this game. He has a chance to make a couple more free throws to put his point total to 4. And his first one is no good. Haven't seen some, I tell you what, talk about free throw shooting being a problem in last year's tournament. It has not been certainly that helpful in this year's tournament, at least so far.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen some teams shoot it pretty well. It seems like Mundelein and Althoff have kind of struggled a little bit.
And MacArthur didn't shoot the free throw well at all either in game 1. So you just never know.
Yeah, decent.
And decent free throw shooting in game 2 as the pair is split by Hoff. 2-point lead for Mundelein. The lead has kind of evaporated there in the Mustangs' face. Mundelein and Althoff have played each other in the past. It's the 5th team that Mundelein have played multiple times. Inside for 2 is Alex Johnson, and the game is tied right back up. Great response from the Crusaders here in the second quarter, and as I said a little bit earlier, order kind of restored. Now Bishop, he's trying to get it back for Mundelein. Pull up 3, got it to go right in Johnson's face.
That's something that
that's a college level shot, Zach.
Yeah, that's not something that we've seen. Didn't see Bishop do a lot of that last year, kind of that pull-up 3, but he's hit 2 of them. He's continuing to grow. We've seen him, even as a freshman, he was starting for this Mustang squad and able to do it again. Nice take there from Gersmala.
And Gersmala scores, but yeah, we've guys heard a couple of oohs and ahs for Bishop's last 3 there. You don't do that at this Holiday Classic unless it's impressive. Euro step for Bishop. That's another 2. Derek Bishop has 11 points. Actually, make that 13, and Mundelein's back up 3. He's doing it all by himself right now. Now it's Johnson. He's kind of been the answer player for Mundelein on these last few possessions. Pardon me, Althoff. Little pass inside, tipped away. Salvador's got the basketball. He's fouled from behind by Johnson, and that will be Johnson's second foul.
Yeah, so that's a little interesting. You got your top 2 scoring options for Althoff with 2 fouls. We'll see Johnson Fowler come in as 35.
And Jason Dorn is going to come in as well. New ad for Mundelein. They played about 10 players here in this game so far.
Yeah, Badgley.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, but that's 9 guys that have played. It's not necessarily a typical Badgley thing to be as deep as they have been, but seems like that's what the rotations that Badgley's comfortable with, and it's worked out relatively well for them as they got the lead. So,
well, Althoff cut that 10-point lead straight back down, but Mundelein have not given the Crusaders the lead yet since it was 5-4 as Earl Liverpool plays great defense there on Salvador. So they'll give it to Derek Bishop, who is the offensive showcase right now for Mundelein. Back out to Salvador, 15 seconds on the shot clock, so have a little bit more time. Back inside to Hoff, out to Rogalski. Now Bishop, fadeaway three. Oh, he was feeling it there. That's a heat check. I thought he was about to make that shot. Now it's Liverpool the other way. 3:13 to go in this second half. Liverpool's found some space. Now Johnson, a much easier three for Althoff. It's no good, and that's a poor rebounding effort from Mundelein as Luke Smith finds the ball. Now a trap in the corner. Back out to Smith. He dribbles into a three, and the freshman hits. Back to a tie game here. Luke Smith, the three-sport athlete, has been a great piece off the bench for Althoff. Pardon me, I said he was the freshman. He's a sophomore, Zach.
Yep, got to give him a little bit of credit for the age.
He has a little bit of experience. Yep. Here's Rogalski. Bishop. He'll take another three. Got it again. Derek Bishop, 16 points in the first half. The best offensive player so far in the entire tournament that we've seen. Full timeout for Greg Levy's got to try to figure out a way to stop him. Mustangs lead by 3 here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Do you have a big land improvement project that requires some outside help? Call Petroff Trucking Company. The Petroff companies have been shaping the metro area since 1975. Family owned and operated, Petroff Trucking Company can do the job and do it right. Hauling, excavating, and grading, they do that and more. Petroff Companies also has roll-off dumpster rentals. They also specialize in dirt and rock sales. Petroff Trucking Company can help you develop your land for your needs. Petroff Trucking Company. Check out their website, petrofftrucking.com, or give them a call, 618-797-6100. Petroff Trucking Company, shaping the metro area since 1975.
We welcome you back in, and we've just
some
been
good news.
Yeah, some nice, neat accomplishment. We had a record broken in the last game, and now just received news that Derek Bishop has just crossed the 1,000 career point plateau. So congratulations to Derek.
Yeah, and apologies for me for not giving him the credit when he made that three, because it was right in there. Absolutely perfect shot from Bishop. He's got 16 points in this game. He'll actually take a seat on the bench here with 2.5 to play. He was a little bit shaken up after that three, so maybe just needs a little bit of time to recuperate himself. 2.5 minutes to play. De'Aaron Hill has not played the entire second quarter. So a couple of storylines here. To Michael Jackson for three. That's no good. Rebound comes to Weiss. And it's the other way for Rogalski. Rogalski on that far side. Drove in. An open three for Caden Meinhardt. Mundelein is just knocking down three after three after three. Now they're back up 6. That's what's kept them. That's what's carried them here in this first half.
Yeah, it's been a good shooting day for the Mustangs, and the Crusaders been very cold from the outside.
Here's Smith. He already hit 1 3, was about to hit another. Liverpool from the top of the key. No good. It's right there to Luke Smith. He'll just throw one up there easy on the baseline. No one was guarding him. And you've got to talk about the one thing that Mundelein would like to cut out in terms of defensively is those second chance points. Althoff have quite a few of them.
Yeah, Althoff definitely the more athletic team. So it'll, kind of a question as to how well Mundelein are able to adjust to that.
With Salvador and Weiss both on the bench, it's Chandramouli who goes up for 2. It's his first 2 of the game, the junior. So Keshav Chandramouli makes it a 6-point game again. 1 minute to go here in this game number 3. Grismala off his foot, and it's Chandramouli who's got the ball back. Meinhardt on the attack. He'll go straight through to Johnson Fowler, forces Johnson Fowler to commit the foul, and it'll be 2 shots for Caden Meinhardt. Well, Mundelein gave, again, they allowed Althoff straight back into this game. It was 20-10, and then it was suddenly 20-20. But they've really handled, after they gave up the Althoff run, they've really handled the rest of the second quarter well.
Yeah, it's kind of been back and forth, and that's something that'll be kind of interesting to see how things develop in the second half. Meinhardt misses the free throw, Lee back in. He'll take the place of Johnson Fowler.
Just saw the Quincy Blue Devils come into Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. They play next. 2:30 start time, maybe a little bit later if this game goes a little late, which it is close. They'll play the Oakville Tigers. It's the undefeated Devils who are the #1 team in some polls in Class 4A. Again, catch that on the K-Hawk Sports Network like you could catch every game here on day one. Under a minute to go. Johnson inside, fouled before the shot got off, and that is the Mustangs' third team foul, so it'll be a baseline out of bounds. The next foul from Althoff in this half, or pardon me, in this quarter, I'd say, is going to put Mundelein in the bonus.
Foul on Begensky, and we'll see another new player come in.
So that was the guy that I was talking about earlier. That's Dominic Seminaro. And Matt Badgley has played all but 2 players on his roster that he brought here to Collinsville. So as deep as you could get. Liverpool. DeMichael Jackson almost thought to shoot it. Now he'll drive right on Weiss. Goes inside, up strong, short. And the rebound comes to Fletcher, who also checks in for Mundelein. And Mundelein went the other way with it through Weiss, but it's off the leg of DeMichael Jackson and out of bounds. Yep. Now, Mundelein's offensive players in Bishop, Salvador, and Nathan Hoff will all check out.
Yeah, making some kind of hockey-style line changes. This is, like I said, not very typical of Matt Badgley and the Mundelein teams. We, remember that 2019-2020 team only played about 7 guys. So we'll have a foul probably on Smith.
And it doesn't matter if he's going up or not. Derek Bishop was asking the question. That should be double bonus for Althoff. Let's see if they forget. Nope. Good job by Chris Kettler at the scorer's table, our scorer's table man, to give him 2 shots. Again, that's the new rule. People are forgetting a little bit. Every 5 fouls in each quarter, and the fouls reset after every quarter. We kind of talked about that a little bit at our Collinsville Thanksgiving tip-off classic. But Bishop will go to the line, and if he makes both 18 in the first half, and I don't think any player in this tournament so far has scored that many points. Actually, check that. Jaden Rush had 21, and Marquise Goldsmith had 19 earlier today. Bishop hits the first.
Chandra Mooley back in for Salvador, and we'll see finally De'Aaron Hill come in for Althoff after sitting pretty much the entire quarter.
What do you think that's about, Zach? I'm surprised that De'Aaron Hill Jr. has sat all but 36 seconds of the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand, trying to save him. You don't want him to pick up that third foul because he's obviously a key piece. You're going to need him in the second half as Bishop makes that free throw as well. As
there's an argument to be made that Althoff have played a little bit better when De'Aaron Hill Jr. hasn't been on the floor today. I'm not sure if that'll stick, but it's interesting. Mundelein have put the lead all the way back out to 9.
They say that basketball is a game of runs, and we've seen that. Mundelein got off to the good start, and then, well, that's actually not a horrible foul. That'll be on Weiss. That's his first, so.
Yep, Johnny Weiss. I was calling him Weiss earlier. Shot clock is turned off now. And 1 second separated it when Althoff had that last possession, but the shot clock resets here with 26.5 seconds to play, so it won't be a problem for Althoff on this final possession as they try to come back for what has been a disappointing first half for the Crusaders, a staked-ranked team in Class 2A. It's Johnson on the baseline. Good defense by, I think that was Seminaro. Now De'Aaron Hill Jr. Mundelein flying all over the floor, but Chandra Mooley gives up the foul with 10.8 to go, and De'Aaron Hill will have 2 free throws. That was great defense there from Mundelein. You got to give them some credit for stopping the Althoff offense in this first half.
Yeah, physicality there, as we'll see. Hill shoots the free throws. Bishop will come back in, and a new player in for Althoff. That is Zach Winkler.
So Winkler will come in on the after the first shot. De'Aaron Hill Jr. looks to try to reprimand after he missed his first 2 free throws. Trying to make up for them as he makes the first. And he's going to come in for De'Aaron Hill, Winkler, on this last possession so that Hill has no chance of picking up a final foul. Yeah, Salvador and Bishop are back in. We've seen a lot of substitutions, a lot of tactical changes here for both teams.
Yeah, Badgley and Lieb are both pretty good coaches. Both have a fair amount of experience. Lieb's been, coaching for 30 years, won over 400 games, and Badgley's certainly been around the block as well. Hill makes both, and we'll see Winkler come in.
Well, you think you know where the ball is going to go to on this last possession. It's going to that number 13, Derek Bishop, who is up against Liverpool here. Hoff is also trying to get open here. Salvador will inbound. And a foul off the ball. I mean, you absolutely just cannot do that. No time goes off the clock. Bishop will shoot 2. Now Althoff, you would think, has the last possession.
I think they're going to give that to Lieb, so it'll be Hoff shooting the free throws.
Correct. Although I saw even Liverpool holding him, but a little bit more contact between Hoff and Lieb. Both teams have hit the double bonus, so this game is kind of slowed down here at the end of the first half.
Yeah, I've been moving at a pretty good pace, having having the running clock helps with the pace of play. And see some more tactical substitutions as Hoff makes the first one.
And normally you could see these happening in the first quarter. You could definitely see these happening in the first quarter, or pardon me, the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
People make those tactical changes. I know Coach Lee did when I played for Collinsville, but you don't normally see these at the end of the first half.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, kind of that 3D chess that you see here on the basketball court. That one no good, and we'll see he'll use those running back skills.
Yep, he runs straight past Hoff, up with the layup, good. Weiss tried to take the charge, it didn't matter. Now, John Dramulli will try to hoist one at the buzzer, and it was just stuffed right into the hands of De'Air Hill Jr. 38-32 is our score at the half. A very good first half performance from the Mundelein Mustangs. Their upset bid is going strong as they look to beat the state-ranked Althoff Crusaders. We'll be back with some halftime stats and some analysis here in just a couple of minutes on the KHOC Sports Network. Our score at halftime, 38-32, Mundelein lead.
The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KHOCSports.com and the KHOC Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the Event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the KHOC Sports Network and KHOCSports.com.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of KHOC Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go K-Hawks.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean-cut, drug-free, and background checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884. The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KHOCSports.com and the KHOC Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org. Collinsville High School alumni Stacy Lauenstein, CHS class of 91, Lisa Bassetto, Sarah Sulke, and Tracy Limp, CHS class of 94, Tony Geisen, CHS class of 96, and Kevin Robinson, CHS class of 99, want to wish all of our K-Hawks a great year. We look forward to cheering you on and supporting you. Work hard on the court and the field, as well as in the classroom. Remember, once a K-Hawk, always a K-Hawk. Hashtag K-Hawk Family.
Your home is where you feel happy, safe, and secure. So if you see signs of foundation problems like cracks or uneven floors, worrying is natural, and getting it fixed is crucial. Woods Basement Systems understands. We've been solving foundation worries since 1986. Woods experts have the training and equipment to make permanent repairs. So stop worrying, because with Woods, it's fixed forever. Foundation problems don't get better with time, they get better with Woods, the all things basement-y experts. Call or go to woodsbasementsystems.com today.
Just because we're adults doesn't mean we don't have toys, am I right? If your adult toys consist of boats, campers, or RVs, then you need to call the GASA storage team of professionals. Winter weather in the Midwest can be quite harsh, and finding a place to properly store those expensive toys for winter can be just as rough as a Midwest winter. That's where the GASA storage team comes in, with outdoor self-storage and covered storage for your toys. They even have tractor-trailer parking. Conveniently located at Horseshoe Lake Road and 111 in Pontoon Beach. GASA Storage, for the safe storage of all of your toys. Contact the GASA Storage team, gasastorage@gmail.com, or call today, GASA Storage Team, 618-797-6100.
We welcome you back into Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. We are at halftime of game number 3 of 8 here on day 1 of the 39th Annual Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. I'm Zach Roseman, glad that you're here with us. Got some first half stats for you. Score, as you can see, is 38-32 in favor of the Mundelein Mustangs, which is a little bit of a surprising result, but Mundelein have shot the ball extraordinarily well. 12 of 17 from the field, 6 of 8 from 3. 8 of 11 from the free throw line, so shooting over 70% in all of those categories. Derek Bishop with 18 points leads all scorers. Althoff, not quite as efficient, but have taken 15 more shots. Part of that is they've had 10 offensive rebounds compared to 0 for Mundelein. Leading scorer for the Crusaders is De'Aaron Hill. He has 9. Luke Smith with 8 points off the bench on 3-of-3 shooting. Evan Salvador second for Mundelein. He has 8. Caden Meinhardt, with 6. Vinny Rogalski hasn't scored, but he does have 4 assists. And yeah, it's bring Matt Clark back in. Your thoughts on the first half?
Well, what a great first half. I think it was the best half, I think, so far at the Holiday Classic. You look at every single stat on this page, and a lot of them should be favoring Althoff. There are a couple of stats that hurt Althoff. One of them, the free throw line, 4 of 8, and 12 of 32 from the field. Althoff could do a lot better than that, but they have 8 less turnovers, they have 4 less turnovers than Mundelein, and they have 10 more offensive rebounds to Mundelein's 0. So, you just look at that, but sometimes in basketball, when you make shots, it just changes the entire game, and it has here today. And let's also say this: Althoff's defense hasn't been bad. This is very good shot making from Mundelein, specifically Derek Bishop going 6 of 9 from the field. Most of those shots were contested. They weren't easy layups. So when you see 12 of 17, you'd say, the defense wasn't very good. Not necessarily true when you think about this Mundelein offensive performance. It's going to be interesting to see how this game goes. Obviously, some foul trouble. You look at De'Aaron Hill Jr., he still has 9 points, even though he shot the ball pretty poorly and played only a couple of minutes in the second half. You look at all of it, you see that there are the pieces there for Althoff to get back into this game, but it's got to start by finding a way to stop them defensively. And if you're not able to stop them in a regular way, like this time where Althoff isn't even playing that bad of defense, maybe it requires a different defensive scheme. Suddenly maybe you go 2-3 zone. Maybe you press the Mustangs. I'm not sure, but I'm sure Greg Lieb has a little bit of thinking to do here in the in this second half. And Althoff came out strong in the second quarter. I think if they continue to come out strong specifically in the second half, that will benefit them.
I mean, if nothing else, you'd figure that Mundelein would cool off eventually. You wouldn't think they're going to shoot 70% for the whole game.
The legs get tired in the second half, too.
But maybe they could. And, if Mundelein can keep shooting the ball as well as they had, they've played pretty good defense. They've managed to frustrate. And if they are able to get, De'Aaron Hill to pick up that third or fourth foul relatively quickly, and that makes things very interesting. We'll go and take one more break. I'll be doing the play-by-play for the second half here of this third game. We'll be back for that second half of action here in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville produces their own spirits and beer on site right at the restaurant. Pair that with some of the most unique menu items around the entire metro area, and you can see why they are such a hit. They can handle you and your family, or they can handle you and your group. Throw in the occasional live entertainment, and you can see why Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is a must-stop destination in Collinsville. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville, 618-855-8027, or online at oldheraldbrewing.com. Looking to buy a new home or sell your current home? Trust the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now, and you can trust the years of experience the Blaylock Group brings to the table. The Blaylock Group can help you find your dream home, or they can help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty, 618-780-4622. That's 618-780-4622. The Blaylock Group of eXp Realty.
We welcome you back into Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, getting ready to start second half of action here. It will be Althoff Crusader basketball to start the second half of play as the Mundelein Mustangs break up their huddle. Well, if you're Mundelein, what do you want to do to continue the lead and pull off what most people would consider an upset?
Maybe just continue to do everything the same and hope that your shots fall. I think this defense has really worked out, this 2-3 zone for Mundelein, and it's helping that Althoff are not making their open shots. But, you got to try to continue to stop De'Aaron Hill Jr., and they aren't able to do that on the first possession.
Yeah, Hill puts it up and in. He's up to 11 points, continuing his streak of double-digit scoring in games. Here is Vinny Rogalski. He'll bring the ball up for the Mustangs, and nice job there by Lee about getting out on the perimeter for the steal. He'll get it up to Grismala, who misses the layup, and the ball is out of bounds off of Derek Bishop, and it will remain Crusader basketball.
Yeah, well, Mundelein do not deserve to have the ball back after that. That was a very poor pass by Rogalski. The worst thing that Mundelein could do is not come ready to come and locked in this second half, and 4 straight points for Althoff. It looks like Mundelein are not locked in defensively like they kind of were in the first half.
Yeah, Alex Johnson able to get it in. He's up to 9 points as well, as the pass will come onto the wing for Hoff. And he'll survey things and reset the offense back to Rogalski, who gets it to Bishop at the free throw line. He'll pull up from there. That one's off the front rim, no good. And the rebound will come to Earl Liverpool. He'll get it up to Grismala. He'll commit a charging foul.
Yeah, I think this is a good call by the ref. I'm not too jazzed about how Hoff set up for the charge. However, he was there he was there way before Grismala even was going up with the basketball, so an offensive foul there. But I like Althoff's intention to get to the basket and get easy layups. They didn't do as much of that in the first half.
Yeah, they kind of, shot 4 of 16 from 3, which 25% isn't horrible, but you want to be a little more efficient than that. Luke Smith really making 2 helps with that, but Crusaders will regain possession. Here is Liverpool. He'll get it over to Hill. Hill will get it back out to the wing and get it back to Liverpool, who'll work it around to Grismala, eventually in the corner, and he is promptly fouled by Rogalski.
Sometimes there are good fouls to take. That was a good foul by Vinny Rogalski, because Patton Lee does a great job sealing the block, which meant that Grismala had an open lane to go up and make an easy 2 points. So at least now Mundelein can try to get this back by defending the inbounds pass.
Yeah, Sean Ramuli will come in replacing Meinhardt, work it out there into the corner, will the inbound pass. And we have a traveling violation. Turnover for Althoff. They had 4 in the first half, which is not too bad in that front. Really, just Mundelein's hot shooting has been the major difference. Here is Bishop. He is guarded there by Johnson. He'll get it to Hoff, but stolen away by Lieb. Lieb's second steal here in the second half. And Johnson will get over to Liverpool. He'll drive the lane, kick it out to Hill. He'll take a 3. That one's no good. Deer Hill continuing to not have the hottest shooting night. Here's Bishop. He'll put it behind the back dribble and be fouled by Liverpool. who isn't real thrilled about it. It doesn't seem like Coach Lee
I'm
is
not thrilled.
either.
I'm not thrilled about that either because Derek Bishop tries to go behind the back there, and he loses the ball anyways. I mean, I'd understand if Earl Liverpool was stopping him from going the spot, but it was a bad dribble by Bishop. He was going to lose the ball anyways, and I don't think Liverpool impeded him. But, you know, you just got to kind of take those and let them be. It's been a physical game so far. A lot of fouls from both sides. So, you know, you got to be able to make from the free throw line.
Salvador 3 from the corner, no good. And Lieb will eventually corral the rebound. He'll get it to Liverpool, who will bring the ball up for the Crusaders. He'll get it to Grismala, now into the corner for Johnson. He'll get it back to Grismala, and now back to Liverpool.
And now they're starting to slow down here, Althoff, because of this zone defense. And I think that's exactly what Mundelein want to happen.
Yep, you're going to work it out into the corner. Another three-pointer, no good. Hill skies for the rebound, but unable to corral it, and it will be Mustang basketball. Yeah, it's just...
I think Althoff want to have this game sped up. I think if you're Althoff, you want to speed this game up. Let's go. Let's get out on the break. I mean, they got this lead cut to 2 because they got a couple of quick, easy baskets right in the middle of the paint. Draw fouls. You know, play aggressive. They're not playing aggressive right now. He's playing aggressive, though.
Kind of an ugly sequence there. Tried to manage to throw something up, but not really the best shot that Derek Bishop's taken today. Over on the wing for Johnson for 3, and that is good. And Coach Badgley will go ahead and take a 60-second timeout. Not a bad idea, as the Crusaders have their first lead in quite a while. We'll be back here in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Lottie's Cafe offers food, cocktails, and gaming in a great atmosphere highlighted by fast and friendly service. Lottie's Cafe also offers a unique menu that features soups and salads, sandwiches and paninis, pizza and flatbreads, appetizers and desserts, as well as breakfast. That's right, we said breakfast. Unique breakfast items such as a breakfast stromboli, a breakfast BLT, and breakfast burritos. Lottie's also offers creative cocktails, a wine bar, the coldest beer around, and a video gaming area for those 21 and older. And don't forget the Lottie's Cafe gift certificates. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Check them out online at lottiescafe.com, on Facebook, or in person in the Strip next to the Walmart Neighborhood Market. Or call Lottie's Cafe at 618-223-8256. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem.
We welcome you back into Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Crusaders of Althoff Catholic with their first lead since the earlier portions of the first quarter. Managed to fight their way back, battled through some Mustangs runs, and now that Mundelein shooting has finally started to cool off, looks like Althoff will see if they can stretch that lead.
Yeah, and their shooting's heating up. I mean, they made that 3 right there with ease. Alex Johnson, who is a good 3-point shooter. And now, I mean, Mundelein just did not come ready to play. They lost the first 3 minutes of this third quarter. Now they got to try to make that up, and I think it starts with getting the ball to Derek Bishop.
Yep, Bishop will hand it off to Hoff. He'll get it back to Bishop. And now to Rogalski, who kind of caught Liverpool unaware, but Liverpool able to get the steal that time. He'll get it up to Grismala, and he'll lay it up and in. You said that Althoff probably wanted to try and push the pace a little bit, and that's what they managed to do there. Grismala up to 7 points. Lead is 3 for the Crusaders. Here is Bishop. He'll pass it over to Rogalski in the corner. He'll take a 3. That one's no good. Rebound by De'Air Hill, showcasing the leaping ability there. He'll,
he tried to carry it. He's trying a thing you'd see on a Ball is Life mixtape, if you know what if anyone knows what I mean there. Basically, he's trying a highlight reel play right there. Absolutely carries the ball. It's a 3-point game. I'm not sure if personally I'm trying that. I never had the skill set that De'Air Hill Jr. did. I'm just probably not trying that with 4 minutes to go in the third and it being a one-possession game.
I don't know. Maybe if you're up by 20 points. But anyway, here is Hoff. He'll work it down there into the post there for Bishop. He'll go ahead and get it out to Chandra Mooley. Now Bishop will drive baseline, cut off by Lieb, kind of double-teamed, and fouling Bishop is, I think, Lieb, and that is Patton's third, so that may be a little bit of concern. As one thing for Althoff, besides Lieb, and then you have Johnson Fowler off the bench, there isn't a ton of size for this Crusaders team.
The good news is that Mundelein's size isn't exactly super athletic to really make anything work. Even though Lieb had to sit a little bit because he had 2 fouls in that second quarter, Mundelein still had 0 offensive rebounds, and the Mustangs weren't really working out of the paint. They're springing traps on Derek Bishop as well, which is hurting Derek Bishop. It means that someone else is going to have to make some scoring happen.
Salvador tried to with the 3, but unable to get that one to fall. Luke Smith into the game for Lieb. And here is Liverpool. He'll get it to Smith, who got caught a little out of step there, but gets it back to Smith, and they'll work it around to Grismalo, who drives baseline, kicks it out to Hill. He'll take a 3. That one's just a little long. Rebound by Chandramouli, and he'll get it to Bishop, and we'll see what Bishop wants to do there. Nice kind of may have carried the ball there. Hoff for 3. That one's short. Rebound by Grismala, and he'll go ahead and look to push there. Shot up and count it, and he is fouled. That'll be Chandramuli's second. And the lead back out to 5 now for Althoff, which is their largest of the game.
Yeah, it just seems like this entire third quarter, it continues to feel like Mundelein is letting this game, letting what was a fantastic first half performance slip away here, and Althoff have really taken advantage. Mundelein have kind of grown out of the game. Althoff have grown into it as this game has gone along.
Yeah, Grismala converts the and 1. He's up to 10 points. 3 players on the floor in double figures for the Crusaders. And Bishop will bring it up. Johnson's done a reasonably good job here guarding Bishop in the second half, and you've mentioned kind of the occasional trapping off of screens for him. Here is Rogalski, work it in there to Bishop on the cross screen, but unable to get that one to go, and the Crusaders will look to push. Here is Liverpool. He'll get it to Hill. He'll pull it from about 8 feet out. That one's no good. And he'll get his, that is Johnson, and he'll stick it up and in. Give him 14. That leads the Crusaders so far.
Derek Bishop has not been able to get going in the second half, just like you said. 18 points in the first half, none in the second half, especially when Mundelein needed him most. He hasn't come and been able to produce anything. He hasn't taken that many shots either.
Yep. And the pass off of the foot of Hoff, and another turnover for the Mustangs. Here is Johnson. Push it to Grismala. Deflects off of Grismala, out of bounds.
Yeah, Derek Bishop was going to go flying in there for a block, but Grismala couldn't catch it cleanly, so he didn't have to go up for that block, and kind of fell into Grismala as he was going to the floor. But Mundelein basketball.
Yep. Here is Rogalski. He was guarded closely there by Grismala. He'll make his way into the lane, deflected off of Liverpool, and kind of gives a shove to Salvador. No call, and Bishop will say, "I'm going to do this myself." Unable to make the 3. Hill with the rebound, and he'll push it up to Johnson. And Johnson will lay it up and in. This is Althoff at their best.
Yeah, and I don't know. Derek Bishop has had a little bit of trouble getting back on defense. I don't know if that's because of an injury or anything, but that was a little bit lazy there from Bishop as he let Johnson beat him down the floor. Alex Johnson has worked harder than Derek Bishop in the second half. That's why he's been the better player.
Yep. Salvador clear out a little bit. That one's no good. Just, it's kind of the opposites from the first half. Seemed like Mundelein were making everything, and now they can't make anything. Liverpool hits a 3, lead out to 13.
Now Althoff's hitting everything.
Yep.
Zach, wow, my goodness.
And Coach Badgley will take a 30-second timeout. Be back in that amount of time here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
First National Bank of Waterloo, with over 100 years serving the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo at their Maryville or Collinsville locations for all of your banking, mortgage, and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, call the Collinsville team at First National Bank of Waterloo at 618-345-1121 or visit their Maryville or Collinsville locations or online at fnbwaterloo.bank. First National Bank of Waterloo, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, 83 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Lead for the Crusaders out to 13 points after trailing by 6. Have outscored 9. Wait, is that right? Have Mundelein scored?
Yeah, they have scored. It was I think it was. I
think this is a 19-0 run.
Oh my goodness! Wow, that's unbelievable. So we had a goose egg last year in the third quarter, or in the third quarter of the O'Fallon-Lincoln game. So Althoff's going for the first goose egg quarter of this year's tournament.
Yep, and that is
And they're a minute away from doing it. Yeah, so go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, it's kind of didn't even think about it, but yeah, Mundelein have not scored. We'll see Weiss come in, and you know, if you're at Badgley, you kind of have to think, well, what in the world?
What has happened?
What happened?
Everything offset. I mean, they only missed 5 shots in the first quarter. They've probably missed more in this, or in the first half. They missed 5 shots in this half alone.
Yep, get it in there to Bishop, and he's fouled and even couldn't get that to fall, but he will get to shoot some free throws.
So if he makes one, it just covers away the embarrassment. Still, regardless, though, Mundelein are only going to score maybe 2 points here and I don't know how many else. And that'll be it for them for this third quarter. I mean, we're talking about how much Mundelein hasn't made any shots. Credit to Althoff's defense for making sure that Mundelein didn't get anything easy.
Yeah, Bishop gets that one to fall. First points of the quarter. He's up to 4 of 4 now as Johnson will come in for Grismala.
I think it goes to show you how good of a first half Mundelein played because they're still in this game and they haven't scored here in this third quarter. And it just goes to show you how hard of a stat that is to cover defensively. And that's, you know, why O'Fallon were the only team to do it last year. And that was why it was so incredible that occurred against the Lincoln Rail Splitters.
Well, yeah, O'Fallon had it happen to them.
Yes,
from
Lincoln was the one that made the defensive plays.
Yeah, three-pointer up and good from Johnson. Lead out to 15. Or, sorry, they gave that to Michael Jackson.
Yep, he hit it in the corner.
Yep. He's up to 5 points, and here is Rogalski. He will survey things, stolen away. Here comes De'Air Hill, and he'll make a nice little double pump layup, get it up and good. De'Air Hill up to 13 points.
Yeah, and I don't want to say Derek Bishop is coming slowly down the court. He's wincing as he comes down the court. I know Mundelein still have 3 more games to play. Bishop has struggled with injuries in the past in this tournament. Maybe another problem for him here.
Another steal there from Hill, 7 seconds. And, well, he's probably the fastest guy on the floor, but, yeah, get called for a double dribble there. So.
Man, my goodness, and the shot that was after the foul, that went in too.
Yep, see Bagensky, Seminaro, and Chandra Mooley come in as Grismala and Johnson Fowler come in, kind of defensive substitutions for Hill and Liverpool.
It's just got to be brutal for Mundelein. They rarely get Derek Bishop at his best in this tournament, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, he's you know, when he's here, that first half showed the kind of the capability. Shot up from Chandra Mooley at the buzzer, no good. We'll continue with that point after another break here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Got vinyl? Rich's Record Emporium in Uptown Collinsville can take care of all of your vinyl needs and more. You can peruse through thousands of records, from country to hard-to-find jazz, and classic rock is always in stock at Rich's Record Emporium. Used vinyl, new vinyl, and hard-to-find vinyl. Don't forget to check out the audio room at Rich's, where you can check out the latest in audio gear, from new top-of-the-line speakers to turntables and receivers, plus all of the accessories. Rich's has t-shirts, record cleaners, turntable needles, wall art, and so much more. If you can't find what you're looking for at Rich's, they will do their best to find it for you. Don't forget to mention seeing this ad on the K-Hawk Sports Network for a 10% discount at checkout. Rich's Record Emporium, 131 West Main Street in Collinsville, or call 618-795-1333 or online at richesrecordemporium.com.
We welcome you back into Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, getting ready for our final quarter of play here in game number 3. Althoff outscoring Mundelein 24-1.
2-1.
Yes, 24-1. And
no field goals allowed in that third quarter.
Yep.
And I think this is like you talked about. We were talking about this over the break. This is a little bit more of what we expected here from Althoff. I think, you know, if Althoff could play the way they did in the third quarter through 4 quarters, I don't mean to make any big statements or statements that are a little bit strong, but they could be a potential contender for this title here. So it's good to see that they got them all warmed up here, the Crusaders, because this is kind of the team you'd expect a state-rate team to play like they did in the third quarter.
Yep. Work it down in there to Hoff, and that one is deflected out of bounds by Hill. Yeah, it's kind of the agony and the ecstasy. Mundelein, it seemed like they could hardly do anything wrong in the first half, and now
they can't do anything right.
Yeah.
It's just remarkable that they were up 10 points. Now they're down 15 with the Bishop-made layup.
Yeah, Bishop finally crosses over that 20-point plateau after having 18 points in the first half. Still has over half of the, or pretty much half of the points for Now it looks like Mundelein have gone to his zone. Three-pointer from Liverpool, no good. Ball deflected around. Hill able to save it to Grismala. That one's no good. Hoff with the rebound. And here comes Vinny Rogalski. Nice pass over there to Bishop. He'll drive baseline foul. Count it. That'll be on to Michael Jackson. Derek Bishop, after not having a great third quarter, is going to say, hey, I got to try and keep my team in this game.
And if he's got anything left, Zach, which I'm not sure if he does, he's going to have to give everything he's got and more in this fourth quarter for Mundelein to even have a chance at righting their wrongs that they had in that horrible third quarter.
And he misses that one. We'll see some substitutes come in. And
well, never mind.
Never mind.
Line changes. Let's keep that fourth line out there just a little bit longer. How about that?
Yeah, kind of real, strong, a lot of heavy help side man-to-man. Not a defense you see a lot, but, maybe Althoff. That's one thing you see, with them switching conferences. This may be something they're a little more used to. Bishop is fouled again. That'll be on Johnson. That is his third. So him and DeMichael Jackson with 3. So no major foul trouble for either team.
Derek Bishop trying to make a couple more free throws.
Yep.
Next game is Quincy versus Oakville. That's supposed to start at 2:30, but right now it's 2:17, meaning we're going to get that game started late, as is tradition here at the Holiday Classic. We start a little bit later than normal, but you'll be able to catch that game here live on the K-Hawk Sports Network. Todd and I will bring that one to you. Should be really an interesting matchup and an opportunity to see what the #1 team in Class 4A in the entire state of Illinois looks like here in Collinsville.
Yeah, some pollsters do have the Blue Devils ranked quite highly. Should be an interesting matchup, as we'll see Seminaro come in for Bishop. Bishop with 24 points now, which is the highest individual scoring effort of the tournament so far, surpassing the 21 that Jaden Rush had in the last game. Here is Liverpool. He'll get it to Johnson, Here is Grismal in the corner for 3. Nearly went in. Chandramouli with the rebound. He'll go ahead and look to push. And he'll decide better. Pass intended for Seminaro, but out of bounds. Meinhardt saying, hey, let's slow down a little. Still not out of it. 12-point deficit in 6 minutes is certainly manageable, as looks like Lieb and some of the Mundelein bench players maybe exchanging a couple of words there.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that he sat Bishop. At least give yourself a chance here. And, I just think you have your best chance with Derek Bishop on the floor.
Yep. Here is Chandramouli. He'll get it to Salvador. He's fouled in the volleyball spike from Hill. I wonder if Althoff do have a boys volleyball team. Wonder if they can maybe see if they can talk Dier into playing. Foul on Liverpool. That's his third. And we'll see Salvador, who had a pretty good first half, scored 8 points on perfect shooting. And up to 9 now. Smith and Jackson in for Mundelein. We'll see 33. That is Eric Fletcher come in for Mundelein.
You talk about Dier Hill spike there. I've actually been really – I think that Dier Hill Jr. has played better in the second half than he has his first half. Now, the shots haven't fallen for Dier Hill Jr. It's harder for them to fall when his zone is playing because they're shooting more threes. He's been more aggressive, though, in this second half, especially using his athleticism to power himself over any other player on the court. He hasn't been directly guarding Derek Bishop, but again, I think a better second half for Dier Hill Jr. in terms of helping the team under Greg Lieb.
Yeah, Chandramouli will pick up the foul there. That is his first of the quarter for the Mustangs. 10-point ball game here. There's a decent crowd on hand here. Probably lower bowl, probably about 70-ish% full, and crowd starting to grow in the upper section as Hill scores again. Give him.
They don't have Dier Hill on the scoreboard. He's in the double digits.
Yeah, I think about 15, 17, somewhere in there. Anyway, here is Johnny Weiss. He's guarded closely there by Liverpool, and Hill knocks it out of bounds.
And you go ahead.
Showcasing the aggressiveness there. Go ahead, Matt.
No, just the fact that this crowd will only grow as we get deeper and later into day one this evening. I mean, you're going to have some good teams playing here in the future. Quincy always travel well, and, you know, Collins will play at 6 o'clock, Lincoln at 7, at 7:30. Triad play in the middle of all of that, so some teams that have a lot of fans that travel here well will be there. But if you're not able to get here from in person, we're glad that you've been able to choose us to watch the coverage of this tournament.
Three-pointer from Salvador, good. Evan Salvador, been kind of quiet, but he's up to 13 points now, and he's been kind of that second option for Mundelein, and we'll see if him and Bishop are able to get the Mustangs back in. But De'Air Hill doing De'Air Hill things. He's up to 17 points now, and deflected out of bounds. It will remain Mustang basketball.
De'Air Hill Jr., one-man show for De'Air Hill Jr. I'm really enjoying his style of play here in this second quarter or in this fourth quarter. And even when Mundelein try to, you know, make some shots and have an answer, De'Air Hill Jr. always has been able to answer back here in the second half.
Yeah, trying to utilize some guard post-ups. It's kind of interesting. Salvador do it. He'll kick it out to Bishop. Hill is guarding him now. Three-pointer from Salvador. That might be the first shot he's missed all game. And the Crusaders will bring the ball up. Here is Earl Liverpool. He'll stand there on the K-Hawk logo, make Rogalski come out and guard him. Now they'll switch Hoff onto him. If he can get it to Lieb, he's wide open. Nice pass there to Smith. That one's up and good. Luke Smith up to 10 points off the bench. Really nice pass there from Pat and Lieb.
Yeah, big ovation from the Althoff fans. They love that passing. Althoff are doing it both ways. They're doing it kind of single-handedly. That's De'Air Hill Jr. doing it on the one-man show, but also using the team passing to break down what has been a pretty good Mundelein zone up until this point when they've kind of let some layups and some easy baskets get by their defense.
Well, one thing of note here is that Earl Liverpool did just pick up his 4th foul, which, you know, Liverpool hasn't scored a ton. He's only got 3 points, but, you know, he's provided that experience, that leadership, and he's played pretty solid defense, especially, you know, guarding Salvador most of the day now. Not a real big guy, but he's going to guard with a lot of aggressiveness. Here is Bishop now to Weiss. He'll get it back to Bishop. He'll crossover dribble, hop step, look, and get it there to Hoff. He'll post up lead, get it out to Weiss. He's cut off by Smith. Nice defensive possession here for the Crusaders. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Weiss able to throw something up that manages to fall. Nice job there from
the sophomore.
Yeah, sophomore.
The little guy, Johnny Weiss.
Yeah.
I've been impressed with this play so far. When the first time I saw him come on, I'm like, he might struggle with the athleticism of the Althoff players, but he's done a good job off the bench for Badgley today.
Yeah, and Hill able to get around Hoff and get right to the rim. He's got 19 points. Lead is 13 for the Crusaders. Here is Hoff. He'll get it out to Bishop. He'll pull up for 3. That one, probably the worst shot Derek Bishop's taken all game.
All season, maybe.
Well, we'll see. And Salvador will pick up a foul there as he grabs on to Liverpool. Salvador with his 3rd foul now. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout called.
On by Matt Badgley of Mundelein, maybe just trying to think of some things that can help them put one final push into this game. It's going to be a full timeout, Zach.
All right, we'll go ahead and take that 60-second break. Be back here in just a bit on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Just because we're adults doesn't mean we don't have toys, am I right? If your adult toys consist of boats, campers, or RVs, then you need to call the GASA storage team of professionals. Winter weather in the Midwest can be quite harsh, and finding a place to properly store those expensive toys for winter can be just as rough as a Midwest winter. That's where the GASA storage team comes in, with outdoor self-storage and covered storage for your toys. They even have tractor-trailer parking, conveniently located at Horseshoe Lake Road and 111 in Pontoon Beach. GASA Storage, for the safe storage of all of your toys. Contact the GASA Storage team, gasastorage@gmail.com, or call today, GASA Storage Team, 618-797-6100.
We welcome you back into Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. 2:46 left to go in the 4th quarter. Zach Roseman and Matt Clark here with you on a kind of a rainy Wednesday.
Yeah.
But nothing better to do on a rainy day. Come here and watch some basketball. And if you can't, well, we're glad you're here watching us. Last check, we had over 300 people watching, Matt. So good numbers for us here on day one of the tournament.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's been raining shots. It's been raining buckets in here in the Holiday Classic Game 3. First half it was Mundelein raining those buckets. Second half it was Althoff. That's another foul on off ball, or right there as the ball came in. That's on Chandra Mooley, and I think that is his fourth on Chandra Mooley. So he's going to be replaced by Weiss right here.
Yep.
You know, it was interesting. I think Althoff, again, they're in that Gateway Conference, so they're not playing the best competition, right? However, and I think that kind of showed today when Mundelein came out and punched them in the mouth, but Althoff realized, okay, we could put together a good game. Again, this team beat O'Fallon, and they're 8-3. They're a strong competitive team that I think can make some things happen in this Prairie Farms Holiday Classic, and they haven't played their best today, but, you know, when they're able to get open shots like that, Zach, it's easy money for the Crusaders.
Yeah, DeMichael Jackson with the three-pointer. He's up to 8 points now, and again, kind of a balanced scoring effort. Bishop will go ahead and bulldoze his way downhill, but he is fouled.
Lieb's fourth, Patton Lieb. We've seen a lot of people. This is the first real game where we've had some foul trouble today, Zach.
Maybe a little bit more of a whistle-happy crew, but it's been a little bit more physical than some of the other games. And we'll see Bishop go ahead and shoot some more free throws, looking to get to 25 or potentially 26 points as
Wedgie. It's up stuck in the rim. Let's see who. Oh, there you go. Alex Johnson gets it out.
Yeah, we'll see somebody Kyle Johnson Fowler come back in, give Lieb a bit of a rest.
I think that wedgie kind of subs up the game for Mundelein. That shot was supposed to go in, but just didn't. And you know, Althoff's defense has stepped up alongside their offense here in the second half and played like the team that we expected them to be when they came into today's tournament.
Yeah, Bishop gets that second one to falls, so he's up to 25 points. Grismala will bring it up. A little bit of pressure being applied now by the Mustangs. Here is Grismala. He'll trap there, and Coach Lieb will go ahead and take a 60-second timeout. We'll be back in just a moment here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Chapman Trucking, LLC. Chapman Trucking is a local Collinsville business owned and operated by 1994 Collinsville graduate Christy Chapman. With over 10 years of experience, Chapman Trucking, LLC can take care of all of the heavy lifting when it comes to hauling aggregate materials such as sand, driveway rock, dirt, boulders, and more. That includes getting your heavy work equipment to your work site where it needs to be. Give Christy a call for a free estimate at Chapman Trucking, LLC, 618-960-9346, or online at chapmantruckingllc.net. Todd Duke here, proud member of the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Whether you call us teachers' aides, paraprofessionals, or educational assistants, it all comes down to one thing: taking care of students. More importantly, your student. Yes, we are there for the teachers, and we help them in any way possible. But our goals are in line with our teachers, in that we want to see our students succeed at not only being a student, but well beyond that as we ready them for the world outside of the classroom. We are Union Strong. We are K-Hawk Strong. We strive to help students reach their potential. We are the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Go K-Hawks!
Back underway here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Ball out of bounds, and it will be Mustang basketball. See Vinny Rogalski come in, placing Chandra Mooley for the Mustangs.
Yeah, sorry, it took us a quick minute to get back there on air. However, not much that you missed. However, Althoff took a timeout to try to beat that Mundelein trap, and then they turned the ball over on the next possession. So I guess whatever Greg Lee said in the timeout did not translate to his players.
Yep. Here is Meinhardt there in the corner, and they'll work it to Bishop. 18-footer from him, no good. Meinhardt came flying in, jumped just a little early, and now that trap on. They'll get it up there to Grismala, and he's got a wide open lane. That one's up and good. Brian Grismala up to 12 points for the ex-Belleville West Maroon. Lead is 17 for the Crusaders. Shot up from Rogalski, no good. Smith with a nice behind-the-back dribble. He'll get it up to Johnson, and he is fouled. Count it. That'll be on Meinhardt. That'll be his third. Lead back out to 19 for Althoff.
That's just another example of a great basketball play from Althoff today. And you know, there are just a lot of these plays where I'm looking at them and saying, yeah, this team is for real and can absolutely be a contender in this Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. They have a tough matchup. If you know, Quincy and the winner of Quincy and Oakville, whoever they get there, that's going to be a tough matchup in the quarterfinals. They could find their way to the semifinals. You know, dark horse here in the Althoff Crusaders. And what I'm so impressed about is that they have not relied on De'Air Hill Jr. to get them through this game. They did it together. Hill helped in certain spots, but they've done this. They've gotten this comeback done together. And for me, I think it's been very, very impressive second half performance from Althoff. Now they just got to complete 4 full quarters of that, and they'll be a tough team to beat.
Yep. Converted and one there for Johnson. See a new player in for the Crusaders. That is Ryan Haar, 6-foot senior.
Now only one player from Mundelein has not touched the floor, so Badgley doing a good job of getting all of his guys involved.
Yep. Shot from Chandra Mooley, no good. Rebound there by Jackson. And he'll go ahead and make his way up the court. Chandra Mooley about picked up his 5th foul. Not sure that that's the shot that you want there from Jackson. Rebounded there by Mundelein, and nice steal there by Jackson, so it makes up with the bad shot with some good defensive hustle play. Under a minute to go. Crusaders do have to take one more shot. Working into Johnson Fowler, and he traveled.
I'm still stuck on this fact that Mundelein was up 10 in the beginning of the first quarter. Now I
They
know
were up
like
by
strong starts.
They were up by 13.
And in some way, you know, Althoff has come back and made a 33-point swing. It's just remarkable, and I think give Althoff all the credit. You know, it took them a minute to get back into the game. They had a little bit of rest too, but you know, they came out strong.
Meinhardt 3, no good. Scramble covered by Johnson Fowler. He'll get it to Smith. 30 seconds to go here.
Chandra really wants that 5th foul.
Yep, and they're going to go ahead and kick it out to Haar. He'll take a 3 and got it to fall, and that'll get a nice hand from the Althoff fans in attendance. And we're just about 10 seconds to go. We'll see if Mundelein want to take another shot here. Working into Begensky. He's trapped and stolen away, which just kind of sums up the second half. Johnson has it stolen away by Fletcher, and Chandra Mooley just dribble it out. So your final score here in game number 3, 75-52 in favor of the Althoff Crusaders. They'll move on to tomorrow's quarterfinal against the winner of the next game between Quincy and Oakville. Mundelein will do the same thing just over in the auxiliary gym against the loser of the Quincy-Oakville game. I'd like to thank you all for watching. We'll be back here in just a few minutes for our 4th game of action here. Until then, it'll be Todd and Matt for you on the next one. And till then, I will see you all next time. And yeah, be back here in just a few minutes for game 4.